We are in 1110 studio. We are in Basel, one of the richest cities in the world and in Europe, and the hometown of Art Basel, which is a synonym of the richness, I think. And it's a nice street. We are next to the market and the nice church. And the contrary is that you run an artist-run studio in this place. So is it a little ironic?
I wouldn't say it's ironic. Actually, this area, this part of Basel, it's much more down to earth, I would say, than other parts. It's called Kleinbasel, and many people say it's more off or a bit avant-garde. So there are here many artist studios, artist places, and many small clubs, restaurants, and just local businesses. I found this place a little bit by luck, and the owners which own the building, which is 125 years old, they actually know my art, and they felt like it's really a great place for the gallery.
Well, we can also make a turn on that, because if you know Guerrilla Girls, probably from the 70s in New York, in the United States, they said that the female artists don't need to worry about the career because they won't have. But now, I mean, it's a bit changing, but still.
That's very funny conversation. I mean, my work, I'm obviously an artist myself. I myself don't really consider feminist. I'm more for just equality. And the funny thing is that actually a lot, or I think 60 or 70% of artists that already exhibited here, they were women. And it's not by me choosing, but they actually approaching. And I think there are amazing women artists. And yes, definitely the industry is overpowered by men. But somehow I just don't understand why. I guess it's just from one man to another they maybe support each other, and it's better for them supporting each other. For women supporting women, it's sometimes also we are talking that we should empower each other and things like that, but often we are not really supporting each other. So maybe because of that we are not so strong in the industry, which I think it's unfair, because women and men can both create beautiful things, and it's not about gender or anything like that. It's about what is inside you and what you want to transmit to the world.
And how is it coming? Because I can imagine that you are an artist, so you want to produce beautiful artworks, and then you don't see the possibilities to go into a gallery. Then you need a space to exhibit. Or first you are an organizer and you have a lot of connection with other artists, you're making exhibitions, and realize that the need of expressing yourself. Which way are you coming?
I need that something has happened constantly. I don't like to be bored or stay in one place or one situation for a long time. And I love painting, not only painting, but also creating a lot of just textile, working with textile, or there is photography. It's kind of not enough for me of just creating this. I like project-based situations, so also when I'm painting, I creating usually the series, has the theme and has the idea, and then I have the idea for the exhibition. So it's all kind of a project of one painting, one series, and then this is somehow not enough for me. That's why I came up with the idea of a gallery and artist-run place. To just share the space with other artists, to connect with other artists, and to give the space for them to connect and to just create more projects. We talk, and then we can see the ideas, how they are exchanging, how they are evolving. I think this is very creative. and from one project you can do another project, and from that you meet another person, and this is something so much more than just me by myself creating for me. So it's for sure like it might work for many other artists. I'm just very social and I just like to be surrounded by people. This gives me actually fuel to create more afterwards.
Artist run spaces are usually, or at least the ones I know, for example in Paris, Le Vendeur, although they have a separate space for creating art, they are a collective and they go to lunch together and stuff like that. So do you have the same kind of attitude?
First of all, Basel is art city for sure, and there are tons of artists here and tons of galleries here, and all of this at the end create a little bubbles. Because there are some galleries that will always exhibit this group of people and etc. etc. So me coming actually like out of the industry, because I used to work actually in marketing for 12 years before, and I do not have art school or anything like that. So me coming completely out of it, I think I would be very up to share it with more people, but it has to be like a good fit. And honestly, like also my work is very different to like general scene here. It's very pop art, it's very colorful, it's very bright. There are really only few people that do something similar, which actually I now know and do vibe with them. But I think it's also nice to be open for everything what comes, so to not really get like attached to just one group or one kind of collective. I think for me it's good that I can explore different stuff. I might agree or disagree with that view, but it doesn't mean I don't want to exhibit or I don't want to like meet or talk with these people.
Yeah, but I think we need to dynamize a little the art scene, because of course, for example, if you walk the famous streets of Paris, you can see the galleries open 100 years ago, that's fine. But then you can go to New York and there are galleries everywhere open just yesterday, and probably they run out of money tomorrow, but who cares? I mean, this kind of thing is needed to get dynamic.
I had it for 1 year or something. I established a great relationship. I proved to myself that I can do it. I've created amazing exhibitions in that time. I just had like an amazing feedback from basically everyone of how the place is good, how the artists are good. I think everyone needs art, especially those days, especially the art that touches you and have like, and I mean, of course, most of the artists we all create because we have something to share, we have our thoughts and our emotions. So I think all this is valid and all this is what we should talk about and we should share. So I think actually the artist's job are now more needed than any time before. It's still this disproportion between like all this expensive art at Art Basel for few millions and this artist that actually try to live out of it and create works for 500 Swiss francs, which this is so much more affordable and probably even so much more meaningful.
I always wanted to ask that there are actually two types of artists.
Are they only two?
No, I mean, let's talk about the titles of the works. Mm-hmm. So 50% of the artists saying this is untitled.
Untitled.
Yes.
And the other 50 just make like a huge description.
Yeah, of course.
Huge
like,
title.
Huge title like moving bubbles in the front of the loon when we are thinking.
And then no one remembers the title. Okay, yes, and then what is the question?
The question is, what type are you?
I'm a mix. Because I have some works that I call it untitled and then some, well, I don't create like a 2 sentences titles, that's for sure. They are important for me, but I more call it actually a series usually than like a single paintings. And then I'm like, yeah, I think that I'm a mix of everything, because let's say I create like a series, it's 7 paintings, so the series has a name, and then I call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe it's like a third type of artist. And then I have some that are untitled. It's not a lot, it's really just like mostly the drawings or something more simple, like one-off situation, they are untitled. Usually I would say I call it a series, and then there is a proper like a thought behind.
Cool.
I don't fit any box, that's what I like.
Okay, thank you very much.